winch. The winch has a remote control right here. It has an on-off button, an extend, and a retract button. And what you're going to want to do is hit the on-off button for 3 seconds and you get a blue light. When you do that, you are now activated and you are talking wirelessly to the winch down there. And what you want to do is you want to retract. Now, this is a problem already. This has been wound in to the point where this thing is possibly going to be really difficult to get out. So I'm going to hit retract. And fortunately it came out properly, but otherwise a lot of times that can be a half hour worth of messing around trying to get that hook out. So when you get done putting this away, this hook should be loose like this or just about this depth. So now we're going to extend this ramp to this hook. And I'm going to do the quick way. So there's a catch right here. Show them close up here. There's a catch right here. If you pull this out and turn it 90 degrees, now this is free to spin. Okay? So you can walk this out a certain distance and get it a lot closer to where you want to go, and you don't have to run the winch manually with the electrics to do that. Then, in order to make this thing functional again, you can see there's a T, there's a piece of rolled clip here, and there's a slot that needs to line up to. So I'm going to pull the handle that way and then rotate it into that catch. It doesn't completely engage yet until I kind of mess around with it, and there it is. Now it's engaged. Okay, so now when I retract it, now what we're going to do is show the proper way to store these Genie towers. The lift itself is lowered quite a bit lower than what we've been seeing coming back to the shop. And what you want to do with this thing is keep the center of gravity really low. And this provides a very, very robust way to interface with the side of the truck, so you can strap this lift. There's no moving this thing at that point when you're driving down the road. What you don't, I've taken off the legs right now, and I've already taken off these. But this is sort of the default setup for how to move these things around. You take all the weight off of them, and they're a lot more easy to manage. Keeps the center of gravity where you want it, and it keeps the amount of inertia down to a limited amount that you can manage as one person. To get these off the truck, what you want to do is strip them down to this configuration so that you have no legs, no cross, no supports, none of that stuff, none of the outriggers, and none of the forks on the Genie. Then this thing becomes relatively light to move. Also, while moving this thing around, you want to pin these handles down low. Don't do this, because you just increase the amount of leverage you get on being able to tip this. You don't want that. You want this, where you're holding it, moving it at a lower center of gravity. In order to get this off the truck, you're going to want to connect this hook right here to the winch, or to the Genie rather, okay? And this will be a safety cable for you as you're taking it off of the truck. So while it's got some slack, but definitely not like rolling down the ramp kind of slack, you're going to want to get the wheels over the edge of the back of the truck. So you're just going to kind of nudge it and encourage it and allow this thing to come to the end point of travel on the cable. Now I'm ready to go down the hill. And the remote has an automatic off, so I'll have to turn it back on again. And now I'm going to hit extend in my own hand while I'm rolling it. So I'm the one starting and stopping it, and I know what to expect. So I'm going to go on the downhill side. I'm going to put a little bit of pressure down the ramp, but not a lot. I don't need much. I'm just going to hit extend on the button. Stopping it and getting myself super centered and all that stuff, and I'm going to do it again. Until I'm completely on the way downhill. But at any time I can stop and let go, because this thing is now being supported way down there, so it's not likely to tip at me, okay? I've also taken all the weight off of the top of the Genie tower that was initially sort of scary looking. Okay, so now I'm just going to extend again. My job from this point forward down the ramp is to hold up here to keep this thing from being too much of a pendulum and to keep the wheels in the middle of the ramp. But I'm not working more than just like fingertip strength. I'm not working hard at all. Okay, stopping here, this is where we're gonna go over the transition from ramp to ground. And the key to this is to make sure that we don't roll the Genie Tower off the ramp. So at this point here, I'm going to extend, but I'm gonna push up here and pull down here with my own force. So right here is the pivot point. If I let go down here, it's gonna come over on me. So I'm holding up here, but I mean, it's like, you know, it's not a lot of stress. And I'm gonna pull out from the bottom down here, okay? On the ground landed, so I'm just going to take the hook off the back, leave it there for the time being, and I'll show you how to move this stuff, these guys around on grass. A common inclination is to push a Genie Tower, which is effective until you get to a point where you hit something like a barricade or a rock or a pebble or something on the ground. So really you want to pull it. Now what I'm doing is I'm pulling it, but I'm also ready to lift it over top of a twig or the pebble that I'm about to hit or something like that. And as I get out in the grass, my job here is to actually do upward lifting and just kind of short, small step it. When we get to a barrier like this, it's going to be difficult to get over. You want to lead with one wheel. Just go like this, and then pull the other one back over the barricade. Right, so this is the sort of the de facto state that you get to when you're going up the ramp. So what you want to do here is clip back in. Make sure your wheels are all facing, I know it feels kind of weird to say this, but make sure your wheels are all facing straight up the ramp and not coming at an angle, because it's going to really surprise you when you retract the cable. I don't want to get in between myself and the winch and this guy, so I'm going to ride the ramp up on the downside again over here. So I'm going to hit retract and just take up the cable tension manually with the Genie, and I'm going to bump it until I hit the ramp. I'm going to double check that I'm sort of centered on the ramp. I'm going to start going up. I'm going to hold here again. I'm going to hold up here again over this transition so I know that it's not going to roll on top of me. Now I'm safe. I can let go of the Genie if I had to, because it's stable on the ramp. You can see that this wheel is grinding on the ramp rail. And if I go up the ramp right now, I'm going to fight this all the way up. So my job is to keep these things from hitting this on the way up and keep this guy centered on the Genie. I mean on the ramp. So a lot of people are really inclined to go up the ramp with the Genie, and that's fine. You don't have to do that. And what happens is, as you walk up, you sort of create this pendulum effect. So just if you're going to do it going up the ramp, stay in the middle and keep your feet close together so that you're not creating that sort of rocking thing that happens on the Genie or on the ramp. So the other way to do it is just to go up the ramp beside it. Make sure you're centered. I'll show you what happens when you're on it as sort of an extreme case, so that you can kind of see what I mean by not having a pendulum. If I just start walking up here, it does this, and it gets really kind of hairy. So keep your hands away from up here as you come in the truck, because the clearances are like this tight and you don't want to shear your fingers off, okay? So start grabbing it here instead of up here. Okay, once we're in the truck, there's no point in using the winch anymore, and in fact it gets kind of problematic because you end up with a coil on the cable at the winch head that is really hard to manage. So at this point you disconnect from the winch, and if you had another Genie, you'd extend it down and connect to it. Otherwise, you'd roll it up at the end of of getting the Genies into the truck. and stow the hook properly. I'll show you that in a second. Now we'll just put this back to the wall. Okay, so again, once again, you're keeping this bar somewhere approximately this height so that we have a really good way to strap this in, and there's no hooks or forks on here, so it sucks right up against the side of the truck and gives you a really square surface. With the 2 Genies stored like this, you can drive down the road with 1 strap, or you can use 1 strap per Genie depending on your choice. If you're going to go around the Genie, stay close to the center of it here with the hooks and not like way out here, because it doesn't actually hold the Genie in place if you put the straps really oblique. It becomes a lot sloppier. It doesn't need to be cinched in to the point where it's like, you know, piano tight. Just secure. There's no way this is going to fail on the way home. We definitely don't want these things to become loose in the truck on the way home because they weigh so much. You make a sharp corner or stop or any of that stuff, and these things just become rolling battering rams and, you know, wreck gear. So the last thing I'm going to show you is getting this winch cable put away properly. So I'm going to power this back up again. I'm going to hit retract. And I'm going to pay attention to what's going on the spool. Make sure that I'm not winding everything up on one side and creating some sort of an uneven wind. So I'm actually going to pay attention to that and roll it in so that it's going to try, hopefully wind back and forth. As I'm doing that, I'm putting tension on the cable so that it's not creating extra slack in the cable. I'm going to show you a close-up of where you want to stop the winch down at the bottom there. Also, just a bit of finger safety. When you get close to this winch head here and you've got your hand managing this hook, there is no time when you're putting your finger through like this, okay? You're going to be holding it with 2 fingers pinching it like this. So if you have to let go because it starts to bind or whatever, you lose your balance or whatever, you're not going to cut your finger off as this winch continues to roll in. So there is a bit of latency between letting go of this stop button and when it actually stops moving. So. I'm going to stop right now. And that's it. Then power this guy off. And this gets stored in the cab of the truck right next to the emergency brake in the low coffee cup holder. Thank you.